Hi everyone, my name is Julia Santiago and this is my teaching tools presentation on reusable learning objects, also known as RLOs. What is a RLO? So we all use RLOs, we might just not be familiar with the term itself, but they are any digital resource or module that is used as a teaching tool and can be reused. Instead of a paper that's being handed out to individuals, it's a module that not only a student can access, but an entire class or multiple classes. So reusable is the key in the RLO. RLLs can be used on their own to get a teaching point across, or it can be in combination. You can use them in a presentation or, like I said, by themselves. They also can have different aspects in them. They can have quizzes, polls, other interactive activities that will help the learner get the point across and also to evaluate their learning from the RLO. With a lot of programs having online options now, RLOs are becoming increasingly popular. We've had RLOs in the class every week with our lectures. This presentation itself is an RLO, so very common and increasing in popularity. The cognitive domain that RLOs are a part of is the cognitive domain. This is the thinking domain of learning, according to Bastable, Grammett, Jacobs, and Spelsic. So this is one of the most used methods in the cognitive domain is the RLOs or computer-based learning. The objectives in the cognitive domain are knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. All of these can be reviewed in RLOs, especially the evaluation is a key part. You can put that, like I said, as like a quiz at the end or a poll, something like that. But they can all be addressed in RLOs. This is not a hands-on fine motor, gross motor skills, or an emotional domain. This is more of the thinking, learning, processing the information. So some pros and cons to RLOs. Pros, as I stated, it's reusable. It's not just for one individual, it's for a broad audience. Cost effective. Since they are reusable, you're not spending the cost on multiple papers or pamphlets or other individual resources. It's all reusable, and that helps a lot with cost effectiveness. Flexible. RLOs can be made to teach any subject. So you can add different activities and things to apply to whatever the teaching objective is for your RLO. And accessible. Since they are online, it's a digital resource. You can access it at home, you can access it at work, libraries, any place that you have internet and you can get on. Some cons to RLOs are barriers to access. Although in this digital age, most of us do have access to internet in multiple different places, there are still people that do not have internet at their homes, which makes it a lot more difficult for them to be able to access these learning tools. Time to prepare and create. This is a con because it does take some time to set it up, especially depending on the length and how in-depth your teaching is going to be on a subject. And then technology issues. We've all had difficulties with getting onto our internet or accessing things. Since these are digital resources, there can be issues with the RLO itself or getting access to it. And then use of RLOs in healthcare. RLOs can be very helpful in any kind of education for patients. They can have access to online resources or modules videos and other instructional material. So if they need to learn about injections, they can have an RLO that goes over the information, the steps to take, and have videos or questions to make sure the learner is understanding. Staff use of RLOs is very common. I know at my workplace at Lancaster General Hospital, we use these for yearly competencies. We have a whole list of computer-based learning modules that they call it, and it goes over all of the material that we need to know, we need a refresher on. This can also be used for new materials when we have new equipment or new processes. RLOs can be used to help healthcare workers, and it's something that you can go back to and rewatch and make sure that you are up to date and that you know all the information. And then the community. RLOs can have a huge impact on teaching in the community because they are so accessible. A patient or a person in the community that wants to know more about hypertension, they can search and find online videos, online modules that will help them learn about this better instead of having to go into their PCP and request information. The accessibility and reusability of these objects, these teaching tools, really create a easily accessible pathway for these, for all the people in the community. So overall, RLOs are very common. We use them as students in all of our classes and are a great teaching tool for our patients, our other staff members, and in the community.